At the beginning of the story, we are shown three people on a boat, lost at sea. They were traveling on a ship from Scotland to England. When the ship struck rocks, it sank, killing many people. However, three people survived, and all three are in a small boat. They have a map of the place they want to go, but they don't know where they are. They do know, however, that the place they want to go is very far away, but they continue on their journey. There is a vast ocean ahead of them. They can't see anything as far as the eye can see. Then the fog clears and they see an island. Seeing this island, all three of them are overjoyed. They take their small boat to the shore of the island, and now all three of them are stranded. They can't see anything for miles. They realize they're alone on the island and worry they'll soon die of hunger and thirst. Then, an old man arrives, welcomes them, and tells them to come with him to his home. Seeing him, they are all overjoyed, and they go to his house, where he gives them food and water to drink. One of the three sailors, named Cosley, tells the man, "Our ship wasn't far from your home. It hit rocks underwater, causing it to sink. I request you to light a big fire somewhere nearby so that if any of our companions survived, they too can come to the island." He says, "Okay, I'll light a fire. But for now, you rest." Cosley's shoulder is hurting badly because it was injured when their ship hit the rocks. The man notices this and tells him to come with him. "I'll take you to Douglas," he says. "He'll treat your wound." The three of them set off with the man toward Douglas's house. On the way, they spot a girl who is behaving very strangely, but the man shoos her away. The three of them arrive at Douglas's house with the man. Douglas tells them there's no need to worry. "Your wound will heal soon. Until then, you can rest here." The three of them have seen about 40 houses on the entire island, but only 4 people live there. One is the old man they first met, the second is his daughter, the third is Douglas, and the fourth is Douglas's niece. They are at a loss as to where the others have gone, so they ask Douglas. Douglas explains that a few years ago, the entire island became barren. It was uninhabitable. That's why everyone left the island and decided to live on this island. One night, while the three of them are sleeping, Cosley's friend, Jim, hears strange noises. He tells his friends, Cosley and Ferris, about this. They suspect something is amiss on the island because the girls here behave very differently. They behave abnormally. Therefore, they want to explore the island and investigate, but Douglas forbids them from doing so. He says that doing so could endanger your life. You should stay indoors because it gets dark very quickly on the island. What you're thinking is nothing on this island. This island is completely normal. But they disobey Douglas and leave the house. After exploring the entire island, they realize it's a dead island because, apart from these 4 people, there are no animals here, not even birds. Furthermore, this island doesn't appear on the map, which is very strange because this island is located in a place where the outside world, i.e., the city, is not very far away. So, the 3 of them decide to explore the island separately. They all go their separate ways. It gets dark very quickly here, just as Douglas had said. He had also said that the danger on this island increases at night. So, Cosley and Jim hurry back home. But their third companion, Ferris, hasn't yet arrived. Because it's dark, and he can't see at night, he's wandering the island alone when he starts hearing strange noises. He senses someone nearby, and he becomes terrified. He calls out to his companions and starts running away, but no one is there to hear him. At home, Cosley and Jim are very worried about their companion, Ferris. They want to go out and look for him, but Douglas dissuades them. He says it's not right to go out at night. Your companion will be fine wherever he is. You should go look for him as soon as morning arrives. We are introduced to Douglas's niece, Linth. Something starts happening to her, but before they can realize it, she leaves. They decide to go looking for their friend in the morning. The next morning, they go looking for Ferris. They search all over the island, and after a long search, they find him. But he is dead. Looking at him, it appears he died from a fall. They are both convinced that something is wrong with either the island or the people who live there, especially with the girls, because they have noticed many changes in their behavior. Their expressions and eyes, in particular, change completely. Sometimes a girl becomes so aggressive that she has to be tied to the bed. The strangest of them all is Corrigan, who behaves strangely. She always wanders the forest, and sometimes even circles the fire. Her behavior is the most strange. But right now, they can't do anything because they have no evidence. Now, both of them want to get off the island as soon as possible, so they start investigating further. Cosley finds a diary in Douglas's room that mentions some ships that came to the island, but all of them died. No one was able to get out. Just like their friend Ferris died on the island, and they suspect that Corrigan killed him. So now they want to leave the island. They go out of the house at night. Their boat is still on the shore, and they set off in that boat. But as they travel a short distance, a thick fog surrounds them. The fog is so thick that they can't even see each other clearly. Then they hear their friend Ferris's screams. They believe their friend is truly calling for help, so they jump into the cold water and reach the shore. There, they once again encounter the same old man they first met on the island, who took them home. And now, once again, he brings them home. He tells them, "You're trapped here. If you want to survive, you must do as I say." This island has been here since the time when there was no sea. Until a few years ago, many families lived here. One day, a girl with golden hair arrived. She was very beautiful. She told me her name was Ima. She had a very kind nature. Everyone was delighted to meet her. But the truth was something else. She wasn't a human, but a goddess. After her arrival, prosperity increased even more. The crops grew better than before. Everyone was very happy here. Everyone on the island loved her. But one day, a man, under the influence of alcohol, forced himself on her and killed her. Although she was a goddess, she could use her powers, but she was in human form. That's why she wasn't allowed to do so. After her death, the island fell into bad times. The crops were completely destroyed. All the women on the island couldn't control themselves. Something could happen to them at any moment. That's why they gradually started killing all the men on the island. But 5 of us survived here, so that the curse of this island remains intact. Any ship that passes near this island sinks automatically. And when its remaining passengers arrive on this island, they are killed one by one. After learning this whole truth, both of them are terrified. And now Douglas, the doctor, is ready to help them. He wants them to get out of here and return home, but it's not that easy. To date, no one has escaped this silent one. Now, at night, Corrigan comes to Cosley. She gives him her locket and tells him to leave because he can't survive here. Cosley has many more questions in his mind, so he follows her into a room. Cosley is outside. Inside, Corrigan is undergoing numerous changes, and then a gunshot is heard. They all go to the direction from which the gunshot came. They discover that Cosley's companion, Jim, has been killed. Cosley is also there. Something starts happening to her. She has no control over her mind or body. This is due to the curse of the goddess who came to the island and was forcibly killed by a man from the same island. And now Corrigan's father has tied her to the bed. He really wants Cosley to leave the island by any means necessary. Douglas and another man on the island take Cosley to the seashore, where his boat is. They give him earbuds and tell him to put them in his ears so he can't hear any sound. Cosley does so, and as he leaves in his boat, he looks up at the mountain in front of him, where he sees 3 girls. One of them, Linth, the other, Corrigan, and the third, the goddess herself, named Ima. Ima is humming a song. Cosley can hear the song, and the 2 girls are accompanying him. Now Cosley can hear the song, and the fog begins to thicken once again. He can hear the voices of his companions calling for help. However, this isn't true. It's just a hallucination. And when he loses control of his mind, he jumps into the water, killing himself. After his death, Ima stops singing and disappears. Corrigan and the girl with him realize that what's happening is completely wrong. So, they both jump off the cliff, and with their deaths, Ima's powers begin to fade. Cosley, still alive, is shown in the ocean. In fact, he deliberately jumped into the water because he knew that Ima wouldn't stop singing until he did, keeping the 2 girls under his control. So, when he jumped into the water, Ima stopped singing, after which Corrigan and the other girl jumped off the cliff. Corrigan was in love with Cosley. That's why she gave him her locket, which he still has. He leaves in his boat. We are not told whether he ever reached home. Furthermore, Douglas and the other man are now on the island. However, Douglas's niece, i.e., Corrigan, and the other man's daughter are both dead. This means that the curse has also ended on this island, because of which all who came here were killed and any ships passing by were sunk. But what will happen to these 2 now?
We are not told anything about this.
With this scene, the story of this movie ends. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.